Hello guys, good morning, selamat pagi. Right, once again, it's again early in the morning. I'm going to talk to all of you. Right, so I rasa dekat pukul 2 sekarang ni, about 2 o'clock ini. Anyway, so this is the my fourth message, right? Message yang keempat untuk semua staff BJFM. So I think, and today is the day number 33, right? Hari ke-33 of our MCO so far. So jadi tahniah, congratulations to all of you, right, for being able to go through that 31 days, right, and in fact 33 days. So I think that is something that is we can be proud of. I think something that we can remember. All right, so selama-lamanya good. All right. So now the thing is that I want to just talk to all of you. Basically, is I think the question is, can life return to normal after the MCO ends? Bermakna, boleh tak hidup kita balik menjadi normal selepas MCO ataupun PKP ni? So can our life return to normal? No. Of course, if you look at the big number of the big question mark, right? Tanda soalan yang besar tu, right? If whether there will be another extension, right? Whether the PKP or the MCO will be further extended by another 2 weeks, beyond the month of Ramadan, all the way until the end of Ramadan. Right? By the way, Ramadan will start probably by the coming Friday. So very fast. Bulan puasa akan datang lah. Right? So very, very fast. So maybe this is the first time in your life where you're not able to spend the to celebrate the kind of Ramadan or bulan puasa seperti biasa. So where you have to practice a lot of social distancing. All right, you cannot come together, you cannot go and sembahyang, tarawih, and so on and so forth. Right. So jadi, so coming back to the question, whether we will extend or not. So if you have been following the number of positive cases, right, the last 4 days has been very good. In fact, yesterday the count has dropped to positive cases has dropped to 54. Right, 54 cases. Can you? I mean, can you imagine that happening? So I guess the MCO, right, ataupun pelaksanaan PKP ini telah membuahkan hasilnya. Right, so I guess it has been effective in a way, right? So of course the Director General says, whether the MCO should be lifted or not, it depends on many factors, right? So. But look at the count, total case 5,305, 5305, and then those who have recovered. In fact, our recovery rate is very high, 3,102, 3102. And of course, the total death, which is very unfortunate, jumlah kematian adalah 88 orang. Now, comparing to the world, dalam dunia ni, total COVID-19 cases it's going to be 2.2 million. As of the 17th, it's already 2.16 million. Bayangkan, amazing. Total number of coronavirus positive cases, 2.2 million. All right, and the death cases worldwide is about 150,000. Right, 150,000 orang sudah meninggal dunia, right, disebabkan oleh COVID-19. So that's why this is not something that is very small and you think it will not happen to you, but it's just something that blows our mind. So now coming back to our earlier question again, can life return to normal after this? Right. So of course there are, when you look at the there are many strategies. A lot of people they're talking about many strategy. What will happen? So there were a lot of imagination, a lot of discussion. So one of the things that some of them were saying that exit strategy number one, all right, is to give up and give in. Can you imagine? After we have to struggle for so long, right? Almost 1.5 months, towards the end, to the end of this month, 28th of April. So, and if you are going to give up and you're going to give in, all right, do you think it's worth it, right? Now, the point is that, some of us, all right, if you come, let me backtrack a bit before we talk about the exit strategy. All right, now, a lot of us, we have the false expectation. All right, I mean, we want to bluff ourselves, right? Tak tipu diri kita sendiri. All right, there is, after this, our life will go back to normal. Kehidupan kita akan balik menjadi seperti dulu. Are you sure? All right, now, life will become normal again if these three things can happen. Number one, all right, the coronavirus totally die out. No more coronavirus, right? The whole world locked down. So totally no more virus. Or this virus will just be like another flu virus. Number two, all of a sudden, somebody find a miracle cure. All right, we are talking about the vaccine, the antiviral, all right, vaccine. So almost immediately you think, within the next few days, yeah, okay. So unless somebody finds a miracle cure. And thirdly, all right, we can come up with a, some sort of, treatment, for a period of time, and eventually nobody dies. Or after your injection, you become immune to the coronavirus. Right? Now, if these three things happen, then maybe lah. Tapi, I think it's impossible, kan? So that is why I think so a lot of people, right? If you look at so many countries, I think Malaysia, in a way, that we are blessed. Yes, we do hear a lot of stories where people are, especially those who work on a daily wage, all right, orang yang tak ada makanan, you don't have food, they really poor people, especially the B40 group people. But thank God, in Malaysia, being Malaysians, a lot of NGOs, are helping to distribute food, especially those areas that is under the enhanced MCO, right? So a lot of NGOs and governments are giving, free rice, eggs and necessities, for them to survive, other than the foreign workers, that is. So now, comparing to India and countries that are so poor, where for them coronavirus is nothing, because they got no food to eat, tak ada, tak boleh makan. Jadi untuk dia orang, right, between hidup dengan coronavirus, which is more important? I don't eat, I die. Kena coronavirus also, I die. So in the kind of countries, I think it's very difficult. So thank God, in Malaysia, we don't really have that kind of issues as big as in India. So now the possibility is, if we are going to give up now, okay, so tomorrow, like the government say, okay, fine. So if you're a businessman, you want to do business, go ahead and do business, right? Go back and do what you want. You know what will happen, right? All of a sudden, you will see everything is uncontrollable. You can't control anything. So the virus will just continue to infect. Maybe at the end, 60 to 80% of the population will die, right? Until to a certain level, then it will just stop by itself, maybe lah. So those who are young and those who are very old, those who are sick, definitely, orang yang sangat tua dan sangat muda. So these two group, high risk. All right. So, but do we want that to happen? Right? Even in the case of Wuhan, right, China, all right, they are gradually, slowly beginning to go back to normality. But if you check with them, actually, it's not. A lot of the restaurants and the supermarkets, the hypermarkets are still closed. Even those open, they only let 2 or 3 or 4 customers to go in and eat quickly, come out, then the next group go in. So there are still a lot of social distancing. There's still a lot of people are still wearing masks, so not easy, So why? Because if you look at it, okay, it is never a guarantee. Even though Wuhan or China is so successful in a sense after their lockdown, but it is not a guarantee. They are so worried about those people from outside China going back to China and they get infected again. So exit strategy to give up and to give in, I think that's not the way. But the second strategy, some people were saying that why not we go in the second strategy? Okay, life go back to normal, but the old people, we put them aside, we protect the old people, the young people, we put them aside, secure them, protect them, and the other group of people who are sick, where they have got chronic illness, right? Orang yang ada penyakitnya, right? So we also keep them aside. So now, this is even more difficult, right? Right? You cannot see your parents, you cannot see your children, people who are sick, you put aside. So once again, actually, that is also not the way, all right? And then, so of course, then a lot of people come to the realization that I think we should go for exit number 3. Exit number 3 is like, it is more of, we have to be real, right? What is the realistic, approach, or the realistic or the real exit strategy? So it is not an easy option, but what happened is that it will require, right, a very strict discipline, right, from everyone, from every Malaysian, from every Thai, from everyone on planet Earth, for this to work. All right. So maybe, I do not know, maybe the coming Friday on the 24th, right? Most probably our Prime Minister, will announce whether there will be a further extension or there will be a semi-extension or semi-MCO lifted. So maybe red spot will continue to be under MCO, but green spot maybe they can go back, but under semi. All right. But we really don't know. Okay, but in order for this to work, it will require all of us to cooperate and to work together. All right, I've said, we have to work together as a responsible family. Kita kena bekerja sama sebagai satu keluarga yang bertanggungjawab. All right, as a nation, sebagai sebuah negara, as a nation of brothers and sisters. All right, you're talking about adik-adik dan kakak-kakak and brother and sisters. Right, we need to, or else I think this will not work. All right. Now, if you these three strategies here. All right. So let's talk about the realistic strategy. Under the realistic strategy, actually there are a few things that seriously that we need to do. All right. Number one. Not easy. Let me see. I've got it here. This actually is I took from the McKinsey report, McKinsey and Company. So they came up with this particular report. So if you have an opportunity, please go and read up. It's quite interesting on how they were talking about the COVID-19 in the last 3 months and what different countries are doing in order to reduce the impact of the damage done by COVID-19. So where is it? So have you all been doing your exercises? Have you all been taking care of your health and your food and everything? All right. Well, I'm looking for it. I think so let's not speculate too much whether we are going back or not, whether the MCO or PKP will be extended or not. But one thing is, our work from home activity have to go on. All right. Always remember, we are still paid a salary. Okay, it doesn't mean you work from home, right? You totally forget about your work, or I know, sometimes it's very difficult, but it's already more than a month. You should be able to understand, those things that you need to do every month, do every week, do daily. All right, so you've got to have a schedule, as I've said, fixed schedule. Yes, I know you're at home, working from home. You have a lot of distraction, your children, your spouse, your cat, your dog, your chicken, your whatever it is, but a lot of distraction. But as I've said, every morning, get up at the same time, take a shower as if like you're getting ready to go to work, don't wear your pajamas and start working, just make yourself, take a shower and get ready as if it is for work, all right? Try to find an area where you can work with less distraction, so you remember, okay, we are still paid the salary. A lot of companies, they are paying half salary, all right, setengah gaji. Some of them, no pay leave, right? Already start to happen. Yes, I mean, the Ministry of Labor can say anything, the government can say anything, but if companies has got no cash flow, right? A lot of companies cannot collect money. A lot of companies are closed, so there's no business. So how are they going to pay? All right. Some of our suppliers, I mean, our customers are already writing to us to extend their payment term, right? So it is very tough. All right. Economy recession is definitely coming. All right, you know it. All of you out there, you tahu economy sekarang memang tak bagus. All right, when you go back and start working, all right, our business has dropped by more than half. Right, our sales has dropped by more than half. Thank God we still have got some domestic, one or two that is still doing okay, and then we still have got a bit of export, this and that. Other than that, a lot of our sales has been affected because we are not allowed to run up to 11 o'clock. The amount of people that goes back to work is only about 50% of your total workforce. Right? We try to get 70%, but quite impossible, cannot get it. So the only good news is we can work from 7 to 7 o'clock, and we can also work on a Saturday. All right, thank God, under the MCO phase 3, we can do that. So please remember, right, your responsibility. It is not a paid holiday, right? You are supposed to work from home. And if you are asked to go back to the office, please go back. Under the MCO phase 3, no more problem. All your names are listed, okay? And if you are stopped by the police or any authorities, all you got to do, make sure you have the authorized letter, approval letter, the approval letter. Now they have the QR code, right? And the list of names. So basically, no one will stop you. As long as you go back quickly, get your things done and leave. You're not supposed to stay there the whole day or things like that. You're not supposed to stay and make a hoo-ha. Remember, you're supposed to go and park behind. All right. So, and then we have to practice all the hygiene. All right. Make sure you sanitize your car before you use, and after you use, and you come in, wash your hands, sanitize your hands, take the temperature, and there'll be a cleaner to clean all the common areas. The same for production, and at the store, warehouse, everywhere. As long as you're in the company, you have to do that. All right, in the bus, before use, after use. Even in the bus, you have to do social distancing. In the pantry, in the canteen, you must have social distancing. Social distancing means 1 arm's length, at least 3 feet away. Right? Now people are saying 6 feet away. All right, so please do all those things. Remember your responsibilities. Don't forget it. What if extend another month and you forget? Right? Please. Okay, so that is our responsibility as employee. Okay, but now I representing the management, telling you that is your responsibility. Please. Okay, it is work from home. All right, so please read your email. All right, respond your emails. All right, so that is your job. All right. But having said that, there are also many of you who has done a good job, do above what I actually expected some of you to do, so for those, keep it up, and I'm really proud of some of you, in fact, most of you. So, but for those 1 or 2 of you who are not, please back up, okay, and start, performing and doing what you need to do, because the road coming, right, jalan selepas ini akan jadi sangat susah, right? So now there are three things, in fact, right? The way when we go back, we have to continue to maintain a very strict physical social distancing as a lifestyle, which means we must have a very healthy human interaction, all right? When we go back between colleagues, as I've said, 3 feet away. When you see your customer, maybe 6 feet away, because you do not know your customer and your suppliers, right? Your social distancing must even be further, all right? Daripada 3 kaki kepada 6 kaki untuk kita punya customer dengan supplier, all right? Sanitation, disinfection, all surface, all right, must clean on a daily basis, minimum 3 times a day, all common areas, all touch point, all toilets, surau, canteen, everywhere, right? You need to do that, right? So people who are sick, you remember to test their temperature before coming in. All these things, we must maintain that, and that is going to be our way of life. It's going to be our normal way of life, right? Then in terms of a business operation, now there will be more flexibility. Okay, we will be announcing how we are going to do this, but in terms of people who are not so well, okay, they are not really sick, but they are not so well. So instead of them, instead of the employees, you're coming to work, okay, we can make in such a way that maybe you work from home. You see, so we are going to have such thing, or maybe after this, when we after the MCO is lifted, the office people will rotate. One group will come on 135, another group will come 246. Meaning Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Another group will come Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, for example. All alternate days. Okay. So jadi ini akan menjadi satu, alright, kebiasaan dah. It's going to be a part of our life. Alright. So in terms of flexibility, in terms of support, in terms of supply chain, how we deal with our contractors, and then how we manage absenteeism, how we manage people. As I've said, working from home, we have got a lot of challenges as well, right? So you have to ensure that all those things, so and also, for example, people who need to travel, for example, right, how they can also work from that location without coming back to the office to print things, to so that is why I say, moving forward, we have to go paperless, right? Approvals and all those applications. In fact, now we're already starting using electronic signatures, right? So that is going to be a part of life. And then the third one is, of course, using mask is also going to be very common, right? After this, it doesn't mean, now the coronavirus, the positive case is only 54, so we are going to be, no. We do not know when is the next wave. You remember, right, I told you the last round, okay? Those government servants and those people during the holidays who has gone overseas, right? Most of them are coming back already. So right now, as of today, they have about 16 to 17,000 people dekat dengan 17,000 orang dekat pusat-pusat quarantine. In Malaysia, we have just activated 185 quarantine centers to house them. Just imagine 17,000 people. I don't want to say a lot, but just say 5%. You just imagine how many people will be contracted, right? Of course, I hope none of them will have coronavirus, but you never know, because most of them coming from countries like Korea, Italy, Spain, or even some parts of the Middle East. So, these are the people. And then there's another bigger group that, please don't forget, which is the foreign workers in Malaysia. The foreign workers in Malaysia, we are talking about not expatriates, I'm talking about foreign workers. Foreign workers, we have official people with work permits, probably about 5 million. Another 1 or 2 million, or even possibly 3 million are these people that is without working permit. These are illegal foreign workers. So you are talking about 6-7 million people that has not been screened. So that will be another wave. This is the thing that is happening in Singapore. All right, this is the thing that's happening. Yesterday, Singapore got 900 over positive cases, and 99 of the case is 99% are foreign workers. And that also in Singapore, everything is very structured, right? They know exactly how many foreign workers. But in Malaysia, yeah, we only know certain numbers, but there's another percentage that we do not know where are they. So these are the people that is going to be affected, right? I do not know when, I do not know how, but that could be the next wave. So that is why don't play. Right? Don't take things for granted, even though, let's say, after on this Friday, 24th, our Prime Minister declared the MCO semi-lifted or lifted or whatever it is. Don't take things easy, all right? So we have to think of our future generation, our children, our great-grandchildren, unless you don't want to see, So that's why we have to be very careful, all right? The next thing is, of course, as I've just mentioned just now, we must have a safe environment to work, right? The office place, the air cons, the ventilation system, right? Our window, maybe 1 hour, one day, the first thing in the morning, you're going for the first hour, open your window, let air come in. There must be air inlet and air outlet, So the kind of things, right? Sanitation in terms of, one more thing. Do you know that under our MCO phase 3, right? All of you have to go for the COVID-19 test, all right, especially those who are going back to work during this MCO period. Anyway, you like it or not, you still have to go. So it's going to be, they will declare the mechanism. So you have to go to our panel clinics. So this one will be absorbed by SOC. So all of us have to go for that screening, right? So unless you want to go for private, you pay for it and you show us the declaration that you are free from coronavirus, or else you cannot go back to office to work. That is the latest MCO phase 3, rules and regulations. So, and other than all these things, okay, the one last thing that when we go back, right, eventually, as I've told you, in the month of March, we suffered, right, about 1/3 of our sales is wiped off. In the month of April, which is this month, half of our sales is gone, right? May, we are not sure yet. So when we come back and start working again, all right, that means I'm talking about after MCO, which means the new norm of life, all right? Everything will be different. So as I've said, everything will be different, all right? So when we go back, there will definitely, all right, as I've said just now, economy recession. Times are going to be very bad, all right? Cash flows are tight. You will see companies closing down, especially the micro and the SMEs. A lot of businesses will close down. A lot of people will have no job, all right? So one of the things that we are going to embark now, tomorrow, this morning, now is Sunday, all right? Today at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm going to have a meeting with our President Kuntun and also a few of the key people and a few BUs, and we're going to discuss our so-called revised budget, to see how we are going to survive for the next few months, okay, until the year end. Right, so it's going to be a very tough time. Ia akan jadi satu masa yang bukan senang lah, alright. So we have got no choice, alright. So I'm getting all of you ready. When you come back, it is not a bed of roses. Right, jangan ingat bila kita balik, oh so happy, without my children and my husband disturb me, or without my wife disturbing me, I'm so happy. No. Right, I'm just getting all of you prepared. Okay, we are going to start off with a project called Cut and Save Project. Cut and Save Project means we have to cut costs and we have to save costs. All right, so we are going to study all the different costs that we have. Okay, the bad costs we're going to cut off. All right, the good costs we're going to make it even better. The best costs, okay, right, we will maintain. So that means the good will become best, the bad will become good. Right, so meaning to say we're going to study at all the costs, how to be more efficient. Right, some of you maybe have to do 2% job, some of you maybe have to do 3% job. All right, which means we have to increase our skill to be multitask. All right, so this is the thing. All right, so to multitasking, how to reduce the cost of production, how to reduce the cost of goods sold. All right, so this is one of the very important. Yes, government is going to help us, but not much. Not much. That little bit of money, it will not last us for a long time. All right. So as a company, right, we will struggle, but we will definitely go through a very challenging. But as far as I'm concerned, right? Definitely, I want to keep everybody intact, right, and maintain all of us so that, but I need all of you to cooperate. All the HODs have already agreed with me that they are going to run along with me, run along with us, run along with our president, run along with our BJC direction. But I need, including the employees, which means I'm talking to all of you, all right, as well. So if we can cooperate and understand why are we doing the cost cuttings, all right? When we cut the costs or we save certain costs, right, please don't complain. Yes, fine a bit. But if you can understand the whole picture, then it's good. We have to survive this period. If we don't survive this period, that's it, right? So the rest of the thing, we will announce it, stages by stages, all right? But as my only advice to all of you right now is, if you worry about it too much now, also no point. Okay, but what I can say is that if you can start looking at individually, I'll be working with all the HODs, and all your bosses, all your HODs will be coming to you, to lay down your plans on what can be done. I'm not talking about only supply chain or the purchasing department or the production. I'm talking about all the support team as well, including office. All right, all of us must contribute, right, to this cost cutting. All right, it will not, I alone or just the HOD cannot. Right? So we need everybody's, we call it a concerted effort, then, right, we can get things moving. Right? So just be prepared for that, So yeah, I think I need to stop now, but because I don't want to make it too long. All right. So, but I guess all of you understand what I'm trying to say, right? Okay, so you have been reading newspaper, you have been hearing the news every day, Please continue to be a responsible citizen. Okay, the approval that we get is for you to travel from home to work, and then after that from work to home. That's it. All right. Other than that, if you want to come out, only the leader of the house, the head of the house, come out, buy things, and go back. Please maintain that. All right. So. So I think lastly, I think the last thing that I want to say today, at least for this fourth message of mine on the day 33 of MCO, all right, I think we have to accept the reality of COVID-19. Alright, kita kena terima kenyataannya yang COVID-19 ini akan bersama dengan kita untuk satu masa yang lama. I think this COVID-19 issue, the reality will be around with us for a long time. All right, and we will see, as I've said just now, there will be many waves or many cycles of outbreak. All right, so they're lifted, then suddenly another 1,000, another 2,000 come. Don't be surprised by that. It can happen, and it will, and it may happen. But all we need to do is we continue to be as careful as possible, maintain our hygiene, maintain our social distancing, and to make sure that we are healthy all the time, eat the right food, healthy diet. All right, I think we should be able to go through this. But the bottom line is that, all right, all of us, I'm talking about you, all of us, whether you're Malaysians, you're Thai, you are, the other citizens of the world, all right, we must start preparing now. Let's start preparing, all right? Start to do with less, okay? Jangan membazir. You understand what I'm trying to say? All right, anything that you can save, you save, all right? Start preparing for, bad times now. Start thinking now, what are you going to do? All right, how are you going to improve your performance? Don't just, the problem is human nature. We like to be comfortable in our own square. You don't disturb me, I don't disturb you. You jangan kacau I jangan kacau you. You, okay, ini garisan, you jangan, But the problem is that, sometimes our function overlap. You know what's overlap? Right, we overlap the function, right? And there is sometimes the line is not so clear. What is the problem of helping one another, right? You need to help one another. You need to cooperate with one another. And we work And I have said this many times, we have to work as a family. We have to work as a family, all right? As brothers and sisters. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what race you are. All right, I don't care what citizen you are. As long as you are part of BJ Seafoods Malaysia Sdn Bhd, you have to work as one. As long as we are Malaysian, sorry, the Thais, right? Kun Kong and Kun Milo, right? But Malaysians, you have to work as one. You have to cooperate with the government. The government says this, you got to follow. Don't try to be better than the government. Yes, there are some naughty politicians that will break the law, to do this and do that, during the MCO. Don't care about them, but our responsibility is do our So there's no time for all those fights, or else the whole company die. It's like a big ship. The ship sink. All of us will die together with it. Right? So this virus has already traumatized, the trauma that COVID virus has caused, families, countries, look at the different countries like Italy, Spain, look at the US, oh my goodness, right? Despite whatever it is, you're talking about people's life dying by the thousands every day. Do you want that to happen to Malaysia? Do you want that to happen to us? So we have a responsibility towards our family. We have a responsibility towards our country. We have a responsibility towards our company. We have a responsibility towards our colleagues, towards our neighbors, towards our friends, our relatives, our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren. Right? So as I've said, together, only together, all right, we can overcome this. All right. So what I say today may be a bit serious, maybe a bit hard on all of you, but why I'm doing this is because I want all of you to start preparing. You kena prepare. You have to membuat persediaan daripada sekarang. Don't surprise. Why company is doing this? Right? So please, right? So once again, okay, I would like to end, all right? So I don't take too long, all right? There will be, I'm not sure whether it's another 2 weeks or another 1 month, but let's go through all of this together, right? Remember what I said, right? Remember your responsibility, right? And I really believe, if we can really go through this 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, and end of this year, we will definitely come out stronger. We will definitely come out stronger. Trust me, all right? So together with Kuntun, I will discuss again and look at our year's budget. And we're also going to come out with 2021, how are we going to, recover from this? And how are we going to, push and accelerate ourselves next year? All right, let's hope for the best. All right, despite COVID-19, we still have to plan. We still have to have a budget. We still have to have a target. All right, not say, MCO, work from home, so all the target you forget. All right, so no, don't. Okay, that is your responsibility. Okay, good. All right, so once again, stay at home, stay safe, and stay healthy. All right, I hope to talk to you in the next message. Okay, in the meantime, take good care of yourself, take care of your diet, exercise, take care of your mental health as well. All right, so, bye-bye.